So, welcome to the first book club video. For this week, we did read the first 7 chapters of The Wedding People by Alison Espach. And let's just dive in. Basically, we meet our female main character. Her name is Phoebe. She's going through a lot in her life, and she decides to come to the Cornwall Inn in Newport, Rhode Island, to have an exit plan from this earth. I don't know how to say this on here. I don't want to get flagged or anything. She has this plan. She meets the bride in the elevator, and the bride is like, "You can't do this. This is my wedding week. You can't ruin this for me." And she's like, "Don't worry, I'll play jazz." And I think our female main character is kind of funny. It's this dark humor that I kind of appreciate. So after that, she decides to just go in her room and try and complete this plan. But with that, we do see a little bit more about her life. Her husband left her. She's done IVF 5 times with her husband, and it has not worked each time. And her cat dies. So she goes through a lot, right off the bat. That really gets to her. She decides to say, "You know what? I don't want to be in this life anymore." So then she goes to the Cornwall Inn. She has this whole night that she has planned out for herself, but everything's kind of going awry. She doesn't mean to run into the bride. She wants room service. They don't have room service because of the wedding. Everything's not really going to plan, so she's overthinking it. We do see a lot about the female main character. We see a lot about her, how she thinks. She puts other people before her. She hasn't really taken care of herself recently. This is after COVID lockdown, and I think she forgets how to be herself, be a person somewhat. So she's dealing with that. She's dealing with thinking about her husband all the time, what's going on? What is he doing? How would he think about me in this situation? All this stuff. It's all piling up on her. She's a Victorian literature researcher, and she's an adjunct teacher at the same college that her husband is also working at. So that is also a thing. Sees him every single day with his new wife. He left her for her colleague. So that is also a factor. Her mom died when she was born, and then her dad was super depressed after the fact. I say that all as a culmination of things, but this is why she is the way that she is. She is kind of a mess right now. Doesn't really know herself at all. So she goes to this Cornwall Inn. She's in this emerald green dress. She's like, "This is all that I brought here." Then she runs into this bride who kind of just throws a wrench in her plans a little bit. She decides, okay, I'm just gonna have a cigarette on the balcony, and the bride comes up to her room and is like, "You can't smoke in here. I can smell it from downstairs." And they get going on this conversation, and you see Phoebe start to care about the bride, and she really is like, "I want the bride to be okay." She even is thinking about the bride when she leaves her hotel room. She's like, "How could I make this better for her?" Still, Phoebe goes through with her plan. She ends up laying down, and then she realizes, this is not what I want. I don't want to do this. I want to live a happier life. I don't want to leave this world, and decides, okay, this is what I want for myself. And then she gets up. She ends up taking a bit of a nap. She goes downstairs to the hot tub, and she meets this guy. We don't really know his name yet. A lot with the other characters as well. We meet the 2 bridesmaids, High Bun and Neck Pillow. And so we don't know their names yet. She meets them. She doesn't really know their names yet, so she gives them these characteristic names, which I thought was funny. And the bride's name is Delilah, or Lila. This man in the hot tub. And she has this conversation with him. You could see her coming out of her shell. You could see her caring. You could see her caring about herself. Not necessarily caring so much as taking care of the other person, but wanting to talk to somebody because she deserves it, which I appreciate. And I'm excited to see her really get going and start taking care of herself. I didn't think I would like this book because it was in a third person, but I'm really enjoying it because it kind of covers things up. But as we read, it reveals them as we learn more about our character and more about her going through these events, and then it's revealed something in the past and how her husband treated her, or how she treated her students, or how she was able to like move on from, you know, her husband then being with somebody else, and her yelling at Mia in the break room where her desk was, and like we learn all of these different things about her slowly, but they all end up making sense. That's like a culmination of like what I think. Like that was kind of like word vomit, but I'm really liking Phoebe and I just want the best for her. I want her to live her best life, and I'm so excited that we got to end off chapter 7 with her happy and ready to just like experiment with her life and like take on the world and stuff. So super excited to see where that leads us. Obviously, like I don't have much to say for the first 7 chapters. It's kind of just like almost like a world building-esque sort of thing. Like we're just getting to know her, and that's the great thing is like we really do know her. I feel like a lot of books kind of lack like the grounding of our main characters, and I feel like this author does a really great job with that. Emily Henry does a really great job with introducing our characters as well, and more about them and their lives and stuff. So I'm really appreciating the information that we are able to pick up on in this book, given that it is in third person. Normally I don't like third person books, but I'm in love with the beginning so far. I've been highlighting like so many different things. So many things are standing out to me, and it is just seriously one of the best beginnings to a book that I have read. It's slow, but I kind of appreciate that it's slow because then we get to learn more about her. It's not just like completely dive into the story. Like I'm appreciating the build-up. I think that I'll have more to talk about in the next 7 chapters on the 16th. I want to see what you guys think about it. I can't wait to get Annabelle's opinion on the first 7 chapters. She was flying to Guatemala for work, so she wasn't able to read a ton, but I do think she's gonna like it. The beginning is slow, I won't lie, but I'm one to like a slow beginning, and not a lot of people like that. She should be home like right now. And then she's gonna read some and she's gonna let me know what she thinks about these first 7 chapters. And I'm very excited because we both really like the same books, and I think this is a topic that we both like would appreciate, like this whole like coming of age but when you're older and like discovering yourself and stuff, which I think is cool. Something to note though, I will say, if you are somewhat triggered by this topic of having an exit plan from, you know, reality, I would put a warning on this book just in case that's something that bothers you, and maybe skip this book and join us for the next book club book next month. But other than that, I really do think she talks about everything well. Everything that might trigger somebody, I think she explains it well. I don't think it's romanticized. I don't think it's dramatized. I think it is just how it is, and it is how it would be if you were depressed, and it feels real and it feels raw. It doesn't feel like something that is fake. It doesn't feel like it's coming out of a book. It feels like I'm talking to a real person. There's not really much I would like change about this book. The one thing I would change, numbering the chapters. I had to number my chapters because I'm a freak, but I don't appreciate that the chapters are not numbered because I like to keep track of what's going on. But that's the only thing that I would change. I think that this book is really good so far, and I'm excited to see what happens throughout the entire book, and then we can talk about it and just really dive deep. I'm excited to explore Phoebe some more and get to know her better. Again, I would like to hear what you guys think about this book, so please let me know any opinions, any questions of what I think about the book. Literally anything, leave it down below. I would love to just respond to some things, just have a conversation. I really want to like talk about this book. I feel like this is a good first book club book because it does have emotion other than just, you know, having some lady show up to a hotel and she meets a wedding party. Like there is more to it and there's meat to it, and I want to get into that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video on the 16th for the next 7 chapters of our book, and I'm very excited to chat about it. I will see you guys next week for the next video. So stay tuned and let's read up and leave any questions that you have down below. Bye!